Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. This is Genix with Genix Art, and I'm just coming on to here for you today. This is a different little episode. And I've done this type of episode before, but it's been a minute, and it's been a minute for me doing YouTube, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. Today is August 17th of 2025, and I was thinking, maybe I could just do a little bit of a tarot card read, and have my cards right here, like literally within arm's reach. And again, it's on Sunday. This is let's see, the 17th of August 2025. And, just a quick note, I am an artist, but I also do tarot personally. I don't really read much professionally, but I figured, well, I have this gift, and I'm like, I might as well go ahead and just, use this gift to my, advantage. And I just bought like this deck, right? This Rider Waite deck. The I wouldn't say it's the original sort of like kind of like design, but it's the traditional design for tarot decks. I have multiple cards, like about like 4 or 5 different decks, and I figured, I have these cards, I have these resources. I do the art, I have YouTube, I'm finally filming myself, and, might as well just go ahead and also film myself when doing a reading. And I'm just gonna do maybe a collective reading for whoever is drawn to my channel. And if this doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you, just whatever, I'm not for everybody. I'm obviously not for everybody, right? But like, anywho, I guess we can just go ahead and get started. And I may go ahead and do some, do a quick little astrological, like, reading as well for the week. But this is for the week of, let's see, give me a moment. I'm actually looking at my little calendar. Oh shoot, actually. Hold on, give me a moment. Look at me, I'm already being unprofessional. Oh my goodness. I just need to get my, I just needed to get my phone to check on like the date, and I have to so this is the 17th of Sunday, right? So this will be for the week starting Sunday 17th to Saturday 23rd. Okay, we'll see if we'll see what's going to be happening for this week. And I don't know if I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread. This is going to be a very, I'm going to see what I'm going to see. I'm going to just like clear the energies of these cards, and also y'all are going to look at me how I'm going to like, just shuffle these cards, and it's whatever. I'm not the best at it, but whatever. Hmm. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The cards want to jump out, I'll try to read them as well. So this is for the week ending This is for the week ending the week ending the 23rd. Yeah. This week starting 17th, 23rd. Alright. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I really want to just let this be a short video. But, I don't know. I may just do a Celtic spread. I may just go ahead and just do a Celtic spread for you guys. So, we'll see how this goes because it's going to be a little bit messy because I'm doing these on my drawing tablet. So I'm definitely very unprofessional right now. Let's see. Alright. Oh gosh, okay, maybe I should just go ahead and just tell you what I'm seeing. But let's just say, starting off, like, we do have the King of Swords, and you know how the kings are always like these authoritative figures. So maybe authority. So I'm not going to say issues of authority. I don't know why issues of authority is coming out. Let's see. Oh my goodness. This is going to be an interesting episode, just based on what I'm seeing. Let's see. My cards are kind of like, are all over the place. And good thing y'all are not seeing how these cards are like laid up. It's actually very comical. Alright. Because I'm literally doing all this on my drawing tablet. And alright. Oh gosh, this is too much. Alright. Yeah, this is very, very, very unprofessional. But it's okay. Alright, so I will be showing you guys the cards. So starting off, we have the King of Swords, right? So this is kind of like the situation that we're kind of like dealing with, or this is kind of like the first card that came up, right? So just based on what I know about the King of Swords, like kings are all about authority. The swords represents the air, communication, thinking, thoughts, and stuff like that. So it does seem like, and also like kings that are very intellectual, sometimes they can be a little bit cold, not really having much of emotion. The King of Swords is definitely not somebody that you would go to for emotional stuff. So I would say lack of emotions. I think like, and since this is a collective sort of reading, it feels like male, just analytical male energy just seems like that is the forefront, that is the issue, that it looks like it's a tension, right? But then it's weird because I have like the Three of Cups that crosses this, right? And Cups represents emotion. So it's interesting. This is very interesting. Because the second card is the card that crosses or the situation, or it helps provide a little bit of context. So this is one of those moments where I'm gonna have to get like a book, but I know the Three of Cups is all about celebrations, like manifestations, like I know that. But I also know like there is something very significant with the King of Swords that basically is our situation that we're dealing with. So think So I think what it is we are kind of like dealing with something or figures that don't have emotions, and it does seem like, yeah, that seems like what it is. It seems like what we're dealing with right now is like we're dealing with like kind of like higher ups or something like that that are just kind of sort of you know, oh god, not me saying the higher ups ruling with an iron fist, but also, okay, it looks like that's my phone. Um, so yeah, look, okay, so I think the Eight of Cups, or the Eight of Swords, sorry, the Eight of Swords, which that is our situation. I said that represents like male sort of authority that is very dry, very like kind of like analytical, very communicative, very like you know, not really much of emotion. It's very calculative. It's very calculative, but it does seem like that there is some type of. It looks like joy, fulfillment, entitlement, like celebration, uh, sharing, team spirit, friendship. But in this case, it really does seem like that there may be. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it. Like it does seem like it. It does seem like this is talking about the issues that are going on right now, like with this world. I mean, part of me is like, oh my god, I don't want to say it, but then I have to say it. It's giving elites. It's giving. I'm sorry, like the King of Swords is giving like the people that are very much very logical. They don't apply emotion. But right now, it's kind of just showing that they're kind of like celebrating shit right now. Like, and I mean, we're kind of, I mean, and I think like the Three of Cups is basically like we're kind of just seeing that they are not caring, they are enjoying themselves, right? It's a collaborative sort of celebration. So these elites are just collabing, right? Yeah, they're collabing, Three of Cups, but they're celebrating. But it looks like it's just more so like there's a collaboration that's going on between, like a collaboration between, you know, some leaders that are very much not emotional. Also, another thing about the King of Swords. Remember, the King of Swords is basically think about the cold politician that will say anything to say anything to basically, you know, to basically convince you like, oh, everything will be all right, but they're low key just like conspiring with other people, no emotions, right? And they are celebrating, right? But I think it's more so this Three of Cups is all about, you know, collaboration. That's what it is. Okay, so and then below that we have the Sun. So I think for a time we were kind of celebrating. I think the collective was celebrating. Things were pretty much okay-ish, right? Like, I mean, I think things were, like, I mean, things were better than what they were now. I mean, that's what the Sun in this placement is basically telling me. It's right here on this the past. I call it the past zone, and I'm sorry, guys. Y'all are just gonna have to bear with me. Just hear my words. And don't worry, I'm going to be here for a minute just trying to explain these things. So, the situation that we have is the King of Swords, right? And I just interpret it as these, like, you know, the situation is that we have, like, people that are making decisions without emotions, cold logic, you know, but also, I think, being manipulative. Right now and here's the thing, they're collabing with people. They're definitely collabing with the energies or collabing with other like-minded individuals, and they're just, you know, their aim is celebration, it looks like. And I will say this, in the future zone there is, okay, so we have I drew the Chariot, but I also do a couple of things for the future, and the future part where it's like 6 months to a year. I drew the Chariot, right? That's a victory. Now, that's a victory or action that has to be taken, that to ensure victory. But I also got the Moon, and again, I draw 3 cards to get more information about the future. So I do really weird stuff. So that let's just say the Moon just talks about like things in the shadows, and that's something I'm gonna say is like it really is giving a lot of shadow stuff that's going on. And even right here, what's I drew right after the Moon card is this figure of this man that's basically stealing like swords, right? He's like basically stealing stuff. So it's like a seven of, yeah, seven. Oh no, no, sorry, 7 of swords. Yeah, 7 of swords. So we got the Chariot, the Moon, and 7 of swords. All that's happening in 6 months to a year. So I will say, be careful with illusions, especially 6 months to a year. People are going to be telling you some things that may sound good, but I will say, like, use your emotions, use your discernment. That's all I'm gonna say. So back to the sun back to over here at the sun. It does look like that was a time of like celebration, like things were okay. I mean, if you really think about it, things weren't like, let's just say this. The sun is basically just saying, like, hey, things were pretty much okay back in the day. That's basically what it was. That's basically what it's saying. It's like, you know, let's just say this. The grass was definitely greener probably like a couple years ago. So that's basically what this card is saying. And that's what we're kind of dealing with, right? That's sort of what I'm getting. But I'm going to go ahead and just confirm the sun. Abundant energy, vitality, pure, joy, new invention, truth. Oh, actually, no. Actually, the sun also represents truth. See, sometimes like I can do the intuition, but sometimes I need to read a little bit. The sun represents truth, so I think it's more so about truth being revealed. Like, basically, there was a lot of truth that was being revealed in the past. So, yeah, oh my goodness. So, sometimes I do need to read the books, but I always interpret the sun as joy, but the sun is also truth. It's also light. So, good thing I checked myself. You gotta always check yourself. You also gotta confirm what's true, right? Or what else is, or just confirm what else is, just to confirm what else is relative to whatever you're looking up or whatever. So, in regards to politicians, are they telling you things are they telling you everything, right? Or are they hiding certain things? You just never know. So, next up we got the Eight of Cups. Right? We got the Eight of Cups. And that is... Okay. So I think this is kind of representing us as a people. Since we're kind of seeing things via the sun, we have the sun moment. We're seeing things for how they are because we are kind of like in this sort of revelation, apocalypse, the unveiling sort of phase, right? The Eight of Cups is still in the past zone, but it's basically saying like we've seen the light, right? But now we're kind of like trying to figure out how to move forward, and this is water energy. Like it's like we're trying to figure out this new terrain. How do we get past or over the river. Like, now that we know, okay, shoot, there is this thing that's in front of us, there's this obstacle, there's this river, right? How do we get to, from here, right, where we're at, this truth that we know, how do we get to the next island or whatever so we can move forward? I mean, basically, it's like we're kind of seeing, okay, things are being unveiled, now what? And it looks like that's sort of that question that we have, like, how do we go from here to there, and how do we get past the obstacles? All right, so that's where we're at. We've seen the truth. Now we're kind of like, okay, so where do we go from there, right? And if you think about it, really nobody's really providing us the blueprint, right? A bridge or whatever. So we got in the future, right? So that was the past energy. This is the future, and I interpret this future part. There's two parts of the occult, the Celtic cross spread. There's like, I interpret it as like two places where it tells you where the tells you the short-term future and the long-term future. Now, when I say future, these are just possibilities. Occult, now, tarot cards are not meant to tell you what is like. It's not supposed to be like a literal divination tool. Like, okay, it is divination, right? But it's not meant to actually literally tell you what the future actually is. It's supposed to give you an idea. But more importantly, it's a psychological thing, right? It's trying to help you kind of understand psychology, understand yourself. But if you understand a little bit of Carl Jung, I mean, we're dealing with archetypes. And I'm also doing like a collective energy. So I'm trying to trying to read the energy of the collective via these cards. Because if you understand the philosophy as above, so below, so within, so without, so the universe, so the soul, we're all kind of connected. So, and let's just say that, I kind of have a thing with the tarot deck, and I'm just trying to help you guys out, trying to sort through our thoughts, because tell me if any of what I'm saying is resonating. I mean, come on. I mean, I can't make this up. King of Swords, people that are literally ruling us without any freaking emotions, right? And they're all like conspiring and you can tell that's the Three of Cups. It literally shows you right here, Three of Cups. These people are literally, just conspiring and celebrating and behind closed doors. Literally, with the moon, there's stuff that's going on behind closed doors. And I really wish that y'all could just see these cards. My goodness. Anyways. So, with that being said, we have the future zone, right? And this right here, I would say short-term future zone, and that's what I'm just going to call it, short-term future. This may happen in a week. It may not happen in a week. Or maybe the way that we're thinking, right? So, Three of Cups, the Three of Wands. Can I actually even read tarot? So I got the Three of Wands right here, right? So I got the Three of Wands. It's basically, I always interpret the Three of Wands as kind of like the action that needs to be taken, like abundance, manifestation, stuff like that. Because the threes are always like representative manifestations, but as you can see, I'm thumbing through this little book that I have here. Explorations, exploring the unknown. Gosh, I can't talk. Exploring the unknown, new adventures, expanding horizon, providing direction, foresight. All right, so it looks like what we need to do as a collective You know, it looks like this is what we really should be doing, or this is what we should strive to do. We need to make sure that we're kind of like I said, explore the unknown. Basically, use our eyes, but also, you know, don't always trust what you see. You have to do a deep dive, right? Expanding, exploring, expanding your horizons. Um, and if you can actually expand your horizons and actually kind of like know more about whatever situation, like just knowledge and actually getting your eyeballs to actually look at some things right here, right here, right here, and just look at everything. Like how it looks, like this onlooker is like looking, right? You have to expand your worldview. You have to kind of like not just cherry pick or not just have a microscopic glass or whatever, but you have to kind of look at everything, right? Look at everything as a whole. That's what the universe or spirit or whatever guidance, spiritual guidance, you're being guided to basically expand your vision. Look at everything, right? Look at the world. Don't just look at one specific thing. Look at one specific thing. Look at the whole world. Look at everything. Look at everything. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It's just look at everything. Look at the whole world. And then, based on that, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now that's all about kind of like putting a structure, like having a structure, foundation, but also reaping what you sow. It looks like. So basically, doing the work, and you've done the work, and now, basically with that observation, you got to start putting things into plan. You got to start planning, like it looks like after that observation. Look at everything, and then it looks like based on that, after you look at everything, look at the world, you'll know what you need to do. You'll know. I'm going to leave it right there. I don't want to give you guys too much direction with that. I think it's really more so we have to expand our vision, and yeah, let's just leave it with that. I hope y'all are clocking what I'm trying to tell y'all. Now we have the Lovers card. Now the Lovers can represent lovers, love, whatever, but it's really about choices. And it's also on the in the section of the occult, Celtic spread, or the Celtic cross, where it represents yourself. So it looks like we're kind of like, I'm going to say this, crossroads. Like with the Lovers card, anytime I get the Lovers card, I always have to think, okay, if you're saying yes to something, you're also saying no to something. So that represents us. So we are going to be asked. We're going to be asked for something. And, again, that could be a yes or that could be a no. So that's the wisdom that I can say with the Lovers. I am going to read a little bit about the meanings. So the Lovers does mean honesty, trust, communication, making important relationship choices, partnerships, trusting your instincts. So I do think it's supposed to be making a decision, stuff like that. And that's enough about with the Lovers. So and also again, like I think also love is in the air somewhat. I think a lot of us are being asked to make a decision. But again, trust your instincts, trust your instincts. And also, looks like relationships are very much being heavily tested. it looks like relationships, communication is being heavily tested. Um, let's see. Let's see. Also, I hope my alarm does not come off on my phone. If y'all hear something, I apologize. So, yes. So, partnerships and stuff like that, those are being tested right now, and they've been being tested. So again, that all relates to the fact that you have to expand your horizons, expand your vision. Even relationships. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna close out here soon because the way that I did this, it's like, oh my gosh, it's all craziness. So I got the star, and the star is actually okay. So the star is actually on the environment. The environment side, the part on the Celtic cross where it's representative of your environment. And what I know about the star is like, wish fulfilled, light, dazzlingness. Oh gosh, don't mind me, guys. It's been a minute since I've done like tarot readings, so this is me coming back somewhat. I was doing tarot readings for a couple of weeks prior to this, so I'm rusty, but I'm getting there. Okay, peace of mind, healing, tranquility, optimism, harmony, trust in the future, inner beauty. Interesting. Alright. And this is our environment. I guess you can say like the star is representative of, the harmony that we used to have maybe, or the perceived harmony, or maybe the trust that we had in the future, because we would look up into the future, right? And hope. And the star does represent wishes, but like, it looks like our environment, we are still wishing and hoping for the best. And I think that is our environment, is like we are actually literally looking at the stars. That is our environment. Shit, I just thought about this. The stars like literally in the environment zone, and we're literally talking about like freaking aliens in the discourse. I mean, we were talking about freaking aliens. I mean, look it up. I mean, it's on freaking TikTok, and apparently aliens has been in the conversation. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not saying this is aliens. I'm not saying. Maybe that's what it is. Just kidding. No, I think it's more so the fact like we had hope. Like our environment. It's like we have hope, or we had hope. That's our environment. And now we got our hopes and fears, and guess what? Our hopes and fears is the Emperor card. Again, that's all I'm gonna say. We have somebody that's kind of in a position of power. We're kind of like, our hope is that we want to be led, but we want to be led right. And the Emperor is kind of like our hope and our fear, right? Because we do want somebody to lead us, right? But at the same time, that person has to be sound. And the thing is with the Emperor, I mean, he is this male figure that rules, with an iron fist. He's authoritative, logical, stuff like that. But at the same time, again, if you don't know if you don't know the Emperor's shadow or whatever, I mean, there's no telling. He could be telling you sweet little things and says, oh, everything will be alright, but then it's like, oh no, actually, he's killing a bunch of people and you didn't know about it. I don't know. So, but I will say that what the book does says, the Emperor represents courage, ambition, dedication, success in achieving goals, leadership, loyalty, protectiveness. but I don't have it in the reverse. I don't do reverses on my cards. But reverse abuse of power. So I mean, again, the Emperor just represents power, and honestly, I'm going to leave it to open interpretation what this card in this position represents. I think honestly, again, since it is in the hopes and fears, we hope for a courageous, ambitious leader, but we are also afraid of abuse of power. So that's where I'm gonna leave it with that, because I do want to keep going, and plus I have like a vegan chicken nuggets in the oven, and I hope that they're not burning right now. So, so anyway, we got the Chariot, and this is in the future zone, and this is gonna be a quick little thing because we're gonna be done. So we've got the Chariot, we got the Moon, and then we got this dude that's stealing swords. So just understand that with these cards, the Moon and the dude that's basically the Seven of Swords, thievery, the Moon represents like, things that are hidden, right? Things that are hidden, things that are done in darkness, things that are kind of just like, that you just don't, things that you can't see at night. But you do have like the Moon, right? That can be a guiding light, right? But also the Moon can also attract darkness and stuff like that. So it's like you just have to be very mindful, especially right now. These cards are basically indicating that there is some hidden things happening. So keep your eyes peeled out there. We are gonna there is gonna be some type of victory, right? There is gonna be some type of victory within 6 months, or a big play is gonna be made. Definitely within 6 months to a year. So just understand that, and again, that's all I can really draw from this card, the Chariot. But basically with all these cards, it basically is telling me like, just be careful with the people in power, and and it doesn't even have to be like just political. It can be even in companies. This can be anybody. It's not just president, vice president. It may not even be vice president. It could very be just CEOs. It very could well mean like somebody that just runs this business and that business. Basically, these cards are trying to let you know, or the universe is trying to let you guys know, keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. Just, that's really it. And use your discernment. But also understand that, people can tell you anything that they want, right? But you also got to clock that. You also got to be like, okay, this person told me this, but really it's the actions that really matter. Don't just go with what people are saying. Go with what their actions, like their actions are going to tell you. The actions are going to tell you. The actions are going to tell you exactly what you need to know, right? Don't go based on what people are telling you. Go by their actions. And also, I'm going to do a couple oracle cards, but after this, I have got to get those little chicky nuggets out of the oven. They're vegan now. Vegan chicken nuggets. Don't judge me, people. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay. Okay. Just gonna do this real quickly. And this is gonna be the energy for the week. Let's see. These are a mess, honey. Oh my gosh. Just keep your eyes peeled. Just keep your eyes peeled. Perseus, gifts. Okay. think the universe is going to be giving you guys some gifts. Pay attention to nature. I will say that. Pay attention to nature. Eos, dawn. There is light. Like there is always going to be a period of darkness, but light always comes. Right. Darkness, dawn. There's dusk and dawn, all that stuff. You guys know what I'm saying. Like we always have a sunrise. It's basically telling you. We have a period of darkness, but then we're going to have a sunlight. We're going to have sun. We're going to have the sun energy, and we're going to have that truth. Basically, it's saying, like, yeah, there are going to be periods of confusion, but then we're also going to have periods of, like, truth and light. So just keep your eyes peeled. Orpheus, music. Now, I would say this is all about keeping your vibes high. Listen to music. Definitely listen to your favorite songs. Be mindful of what you are hearing. I will say that. That is a big thing. Go with whatever goes with your. Go with whatever. Go with whatever beat. Whatever resonates with the beat of your drum, right? The beat of your heart beats, right? I was trying to be poetic, but I'm kind of hungry, so guys, this was actually a reading, a nice little reading for the August 17th, the week beginning August 17th, ending August 23rd of 2025. I hope that the message did resonate. I hope that you guys actually got something out of this. And I hope that you guys are having a good day. And if you're not having a good day, I hope it gets better. Again, keep your eyes peeled. Don't take what somebody says. Like, look at what they do. Pay attention to people's actions. Their actions are going to tell you who they are. People can tell you all day long, like, oh yeah, I can do this and then this and then this. Okay, then prove it. Do the thing. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.